Hi there. Today on It Is a Keeper, I'm showing you how to make one of my personal favorites, homemade porchetta. Porchetta is sometimes referred to as an Italian roast pork. It's a juicy pork roast that's encrusted in my homemade porchetta seasoning blend and then roasted until it's perfectly juicy. You guys, this porchetta recipe is the bomb. The porchetta seasoning rub flavors work their way into the meat and give it incredible flavor all the way through. You are going to love this one. Now, make sure you click on the red subscribe button below so you are notified whenever I share new recipes. And if you like this video, make sure you give it a thumbs up. Okay, you guys, I am so excited to show you this recipe. It's one of my all-time favorites. So the first thing I do before I even start, because this can get messy, you're gonna be touching pork, is have everything at the ready. So you don't have to keep washing your hands and getting porky hands all over everything. So I do take a large dinner plate and I lay some cooking twine across the plate so that I can tie up my roast. Now you can use any kind of pork roast that you like for this. It will work great with anything. I've used it on pork chops, I've used it on pork tenderloin, but if you want to do a more traditional porchetta roast, you're going to want to use some kind of bigger cut. So here I have a boneless pork loin, but you can use a pork butt. That would be really great. Now I lay it down, upside down onto the plate, and we're going to season it really liberally with kosher salt. So you want to use kosher salt because that's going to work its way into the meat and really tenderize it. So I'm giving it a nice healthy coating. This is a big piece of meat, so we need quite a bit of salt here. And you want to get all the sides. Try to hold those strings down as you're flipping it around. I know it can be cumbersome there. And we'll get the salt over here. Try to get it on the sides and on the ends. And you're going to notice we do it on the plate because the plate will catch all the extras and we can just use those up as well. Okay, next up we're going to put on some ground black pepper. I like using it right from the grinder, but you can do it any way you prefer. Okay, so we're going to flip it over and do the same thing on the other side. You don't have to do too much because there is some salt and pepper in the porchetta seasoning. So we're just going to give it just a little bit extra. Okay, next up I have my homemade porchetta blend. You guys, this stuff is awesome. It is a mixture of rosemary and fennel and basil and oregano, garlic and onion. It's got everything right in here. So I usually mix up a big batch of it in a bowl, and I keep it in a jar in my spice cabinet because like I said, I use this on everything. I've used it on green beans, I've used it on pork chops, I've used it on everything. So we're going to take this and very liberally cover this entire pork roast with that seasoning. So I am not holding back here. I want the whole thing to have a really good coating of this seasoning blend. This is why I do it on a plate, because it catches all that extra as it falls off. But we're gonna catch it, don't worry, we're gonna use it. Nothing goes to waste here. All right, get it right in there. Okay, so before I do the sides and the ends, I'm going to tie this up. Now the reason to tie it is because as it cooks, it's going to relax a bit. So we wanna make sure that it holds its shape. And this is especially important if you're using a pork butt because those tend to be looser in shape. So I just have this just regular kitchen twine, just 3 or 4 pieces to help it hold its shape better. Okay, one more. Okay, so now we're just going to snip off these extra strings. Okay. Continuing with the seasoning. So now I'm getting my hands in there. I'm really getting in. And we are just going to rub all the sides. We're going to use up all that extra that fell onto the plate and really get it in there. Everything needs to be coated here. Then we're going to get the ends, smash it in there, get it covered. On the other end. Oh, it smells amazing. So porchetta is like usually an Italian street food. You'll find it all over in Italy, and it is made differently there. A lot of times they stuff their pork loin. This is just an Americanized version of the recipe, but you're gonna love it. It's incredible. Okay, so now that our pork roast is fully seasoned, we're going to get it into a roasting pan and place it in the oven, and it needs to roast for about 60 to 90 minutes. It's really going to depend on the size of your pork roast. So you're going to want to keep an eye on it. You're looking for an internal temperature of 145. So we're going to pop this in the oven, and then we'll come back and slice into this bad boy. Okay, our porchetta has finished roasting. Just look at that. It is absolutely delicious, and the smell in here is incredible. Okay. Let's get this onto our cutting board. It has rested for a few minutes because we don't want to cut into it as soon as it comes out of the oven. All those succulent juices will just run right out. We don't want to do that, so you want to let it rest for a few minutes before you cut into it. So I'm just going to go through and remove the twine. Oh my gosh, I can't wait to dive into this. Now we did this one in the oven, but you could easily do this in a slow cooker or even an Instant Pot. It would be just as good that way. All right, I'm gonna turn this to the side so you can see as I cut into this deliciousness. Now you wanna do nice, thin slice or thick, whatever you want. It's your porchetta. Oh, look at that, perfect. Oh, yum. Oh, you guys, this looks, it's so juicy, and I can just smell all these amazing herby flavors in here. Let me just pick this up on the knife and show you. Look at that. This is perfection. This is Sunday dinner. This is a typical Sunday dinner in our house. We would have this for Sunday, whatever we don't eat. We will eat all week long as sandwiches. I have an amazing porchetta sandwich recipe on my website. Go check it out. It is to die for. So good. The aioli, all the layers on it. Check it out. You're gonna love it because if you have leftovers for this. All right, let's give this a try. I'm gonna cut into this one slice here. I'm cutting off a little piece, but I really wanna eat the whole thing. Oh. I just got a bite of that licoricey fennel and the garlic and the rosemary. It's so tender and juicy because that kosher salt worked its way in and made the meat just succulent. You guys, you're gonna love this recipe. Stop watching, whatever you're doing, hit stop now, go print it, and put this on your menu for this week. You will be thanking me later. Thanks for watching. You can get the printable recipe in the video description below. Make sure you like, follow, and subscribe so you don't miss a single thing. And check out the rest of my videos where you can find more of my favorite easy recipes and quick tips. I'll see you next time. Bye.